And a good Friday evening to everybody out there in the National Football League. I'm only kidding. Welcome to the Over Under. I always wanted to say that. I don't even know why. But it's a Friday night pop up show. We got to get these picks out of the way because you know why? It's week 18 in the National Football League. Tomorrow's Saturday. There's two scheduled games. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Greek really likes a couple of them. Special guest tonight, my typical crew. One of the two giant goofballs. He always says that two balls comes with one unit. That's Mr. Andrew Davis. The Sports Web's very own Peter Blake, and live from Ferg's Bar and Grill in St. Pete in the Edge District of St. Pete. We have Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy's out there. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful evening in Tampa Bay. I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than living up in Chicago right now. It's a little bit chilly. I'm going to go ahead and kick the show off really quick and easy. I'm going to bring everybody in. I want to talk a little bit about some games coming up. We got good news about Damar Hamlin. Thank God he looks like he's going to be okay. He's no breathing tube. Just a lot of good things are going to be happening, and hopefully we can win a few bucks today. I'm going to bring my first guest in, live from the Sports Web, Peter Blake. What's up, Pete?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Not too bad at all. And bottom left-hand corner, weighing in at a mere 297 pounds, Mr. Andrew Davis. What's up, brother?
Nice. Don't be giving out my weight now. People are going to know I have an eating problem. I can't help it. I literally just had half a pizza before I came on.
And hold on, we have to bring in the second part of the Legends.
The Legends.
The Legends.
Hold on. Everybody, I have a special announcement. We found Lumberjack Waldo. There he is.
Damn, now you're the second person that said that tonight.
Lumberjack Waldo. Hold on. Where's your half shirt, bro?
Oh, it's right.
There it is.
There
Raise
it
the
is.
flags.
Raising some flags, all right.
Hey, listen. Here, that's not even nice, Andrew. That's not nice at all. Listen, we have open phone lines. You got a question for any of the games you want to talk about, the world's politics, I don't care.
Wow.
The Greek does not have his system up today, but I'll tell you what, we're going to be using the Sports Web's phone number. The phone number is at the bottom of the screen. All you got to do is call 727-255-0391, 727-255-0391. Gentlemen, before we start talking about the games in the National Football League, around the horn, Tampa Bay, Ray, you're first. Did the NFL get it right when they postponed the game and they actually canceled it with the Damar Hamlin injury?
Well, first of all, guys, happy January 6th, whatever that means. You said politics, baby. But, honestly, I thought that there was rumor for like 30 seconds that they could have added an 8th team to the NFC and an 8th team to the AFC, evened out, so nobody got the bye week. So even if Cincinnati or the Bills would have possibly passed the Chiefs and got that overall or that top seed in the AFC, it would have made things a little fairer. But if you asked me if I think they got it right, I think they did 100%.
How about you, Pete?
Yeah, I definitely think they got it right. I would have liked to see them possibly postpone a week and let these teams fight it out instead of, basically decide on a coin flip. If Baltimore wins or Cincinnati wins or go to a neutral site, I like to see the two teams play it out. But I get it. I understand the reason why they canceled it. I'm just glad that Mr. Hamlin is good at this point.
Mr. Drew?
Yeah, there's no easy answer to this situation, and it's literally pretty much unprecedented in modern football, at least within the last few decades, to have this kind of scenario. They did right by canceling the game. The only thing they did wrong was the delay. And I'll also give a little bit of a thumbs down to ESPN for literally making Booger beg them to stop the telecast. That should have stopped long before it did.
Yeah. I could see it all. And you know what's really interesting? A lot of people know what I do. I run one of the largest Bridgestone outlets in the country, and we see plenty of people. I actually had a customer today come in, and he said how unfair it was that the National Football League didn't make them continue to play. And I just kind of sat back, and it's something I never do. I never get involved, with talking politics with customers, religion, whatever. But it kind of sparked my interest, and I asked him, why do you feel that way? He says, because it's not fair for the seeding and the entire season. He went on this long dissertation, and I said, "Tell me, are you from Cincinnati? Are you a Bengals fan?" He goes, "Absolutely." And I went, "Yep, you now just went into the sandhill of Cleveland people."
He's probably the same kind of guy that back in 2020 when Denver had to play a wide receiver at quarterback because the other three were all in a COVID protocol. He's like, well, there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't the Bengals, right? It wasn't his team. And,
Nope.
you know, I'm not glad, but it's ironic, or sure enough, we had 2020 as an example. The NFL gets all 256 in on time in 2020, and of course, the Buccaneers win Super Bowl 55. Of course, it's 272 now with the 17th game, but they still don't get them all in. So unlike 2020, when they did get them all in, they dropped this one, but 100%, and Drew, you're 100% right that they had to wait to cut away from it. But, you know, let's be honest, guys. You're looking at, I would say the odds are pretty darn good that you could end up possibly with a Bill. You're going to have a Bills Chiefs or Bills Bengals rematch at some point in these AFC playoffs. And playoffs.
No, but seriously, and no matter what I said, and normally I'll listen to someone's opinion, especially when I'm trying to sell about $1,500 worth of service. I'm never going to tell someone that they're wrong, but I really wanted to get into the mind of this person. And to think that there is people out there that actually really believe that the NFL made the wrong call here. But get this. I asked him, did it bother you that someone died on the field? And he goes, well, nobody died. That's why it was just a big injury. I says, time out. He died, basically. And they brought him back to life. I said, I don't believe. I says, the NFL was in a lose-lose situation at that point. If they called it, fans like you were going to be upset. If they didn't call it, no, if they called it, fans like you were going to be upset. And if they didn't call it, everybody comes after them. Then the cancel culture comes out, the whole right thing. I says, this was a moral thing to do. I says, it didn't scar just the Buffalo Bill players. This really affected a lot of the Cincinnati players as well. And in my opinion, and I don't believe this is true, I think Roger Goodell and the NFL actually listened to the two head coaches and what the actual demeanor was like in both locker rooms. And he left it up to the coaches and said, hey, if you guys want to continue to play, we're here. If not, we'll call it. You tell us what you want to do. That's what I think happened. Peter, do you have any insight, or Ray or Andrew? Did that possibly happen?
I mean, I think what happened was the NFL actually wanted them to continue to play. That's why they gave them 5 minutes to regroup. And basically the players said, you know what? We've got all the power at this juncture. We're going to walk off the field. And then the NFL was forced to cancel the game, which they should have did that in the first place. It shouldn't have taken that long. So from the game standpoint and from this whole week, the NFL has basically been unprepared. And this is not shocking, guys, because of the leadership that runs the National Football League. I hate to tell you, they have been consistent or inconsistent. They've been consistent with their approach on how to make major decisions, and they have dropped the ball countless times on this. And it's disappointing at the end of the day. And the players finally stood up for themselves. And they said, you know what? We're not going to take it. We don't have to play. We're distraught at this juncture. We're getting out of here. And they did the right thing.
But, Peter, do you agree with me possibly that I believe that the NFL was in a lose-lose situation no matter what decision they made? And it was best for them to let the coaches actually decide what they wanted to do? That's just my question that I have. And this is the question I have for all three of you. I mean, pretend you're the National Football League. I know what I would have did. I would have did exactly what I'm saying. I would have wanted to cancel the game, but I would have left it up to the two teams that were actually playing. I don't give a shit about the 70,000 people that were sitting in the stand.
Hey,
they
Harry,
could get a refund. Yes, Ray.
But don't forget, Roger Goodell works for the 32 owners, right? And so, like you said there, you love that Zach Taylor walks over to Sean McDermott, and you've heard this now in the post conference. He saw it with Sean McDermott and Josh Allen in their press conference yesterday. They love that Zach Taylor walks across to them, just reaches right across that aisle. As competitive as they are, I think they're personally the two best teams in the AFC. I know the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, I get it, but I love these two teams. I'd love to see them. I'd love to look forward to the matchup again, but Roger Goodell's probably sitting there. He can't poll all 32 owners because at 9:30 on a Monday night, 28 of them are probably in bed because they're all 110 years old. So, I mean, it was a conundrum, right? They had nothing in place for that. So moving forward, they obviously will, right?
Well, I mean, that's what leadership does. That's why you have to count on that leadership from Roger Goodell. And again, he has failed in this. He has failed over the years. They didn't do anything about safety measures when it came to the league until there were lawsuits coming for them from former players. They've done nothing for the former players. When it comes to domestic abuse, they brought Ray Rice's wife up there, who is the victim clearly, and decided to interview her instead of suspend a star. They suspended him for 2 games, and then when basically stuff hit the fan, then they decided to act. When stuff hit the fan with Greg Hardy, then they decided to act. They dragged their heels on Deshaun Watson. They didn't do anything on that. I mean, why is this shocking to you? The NFL
don't get me started on Deshaun, man.
But the NFL cares about one thing at the end of the day, and I think it's comical and a farce for anybody to say anything different. They don't care about the health of the players. What they care about is the bottom line until it affects that bottom line and you go into a PR nightmare, which is what they exactly had on Monday nights.
Yeah, and they said that Joe Burrow and a couple other players had gone to the Buffalo locker room, and I guarantee you they said point blank, we're not playing this game.
How could you? I mean, honestly, how could you play that? I mean, can you imagine somebody that you see your teammate, that you see him getting CPR at the end of the day? How can you
imagine if you were T. Higgins? I mean, just think about that.
Imagine if you're DeMar Hamlin, he wakes up and the first question he asks is who won? And the doctor, says, well, you won. And of course, poor DeMar's thinking, yeah, we got him. The Bills, we beat the Bengals. And he's like, you won the game of life. And DeMar Hamlin's like, come on, man. I asked who won the game. But what a gamer. Total football guy of the century, Mr. DeMar Hamlin. But, yeah, I mean, there was so many things this week, guys, that was a first, right? A game getting canceled in so long. Coaches not know. Teams leaving to go back. What are they going to do? The owners vote today to actually change the NFL rule mid-season. That's what you got. Even the competition committee gets denied when they try to impose changes in or they suggest rule changes in the offseason. But Harry, to go back to your initial question, lose-lose situation. That's why they had that. A vote today is to be able to make these changes. And I think moving forward, you'll probably look to have the NFL make a rule that says, the man himself, Roger Goodell, or whoever the commissioner is, will always be able to make that final last judgment so that next time we won't have to wait 4 days and for a player to come out of a coma, God forbid it ever happen again, or what have you, an accident outside a stadium, loss of energy at Energy Stadium in Houston, whatever it may be, because stuff like this does happen, because really this is life. And that's what we saw there on Monday night with DeMar Hamlin. We saw life happen. We're just glad that he's doing so much better and he's recovering.
And to me, the NFL could have made this more simple if they basically, don't have that bye week in between the Super Bowl. If they want this game played, and I get it, the teams didn't necessarily want it played this week. I can understand that. But they could have had this game played in a couple weeks if they would have taken that bye week. And then you give every team out there a bye week. So you're on level, playing field. Instead, they come up with this plan that basically a coin flip will decide, if you get home field advantage or not. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy what the NFL has done. But again, am I surprised by it? And by the way, anybody out there that's a critic, and this goes to Bart Scott, because I know Skip Bayless had a lot of criticism thrown his way, and he should have, because he was insensitive with this tweet. I don't think he deserves to be canceled. I think that cancel culture is cancer culture, if you will. But yes,
Preach on, baby.
Yes, but Bart Scott, he barely received any criticism. He was blaming T. Higgins for that. Come on, man. You're a former NFL player. You must have taken too many shots to the head to accuse T. Higgins of doing something along the lines. T. Higgins, that kid was broken up. He was in the hospital room, and this guy accuses him, and all you hear is basically crickets. And I don't understand it, because, look, if you're going to criticize a Skip Bayless, criticize a Bart Scott if that's fair. And I tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines here. Let's go out to Ed in Palm Harbor, leading it off here on the over-under on 1252 Chicago Sports. Here we go. Ed, go.
Hello? Hi, Ed. How you doing, Ed? What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm with Peter on this. I don't really agree with the NFL's decision. If I was a player, I would be so pissed off about the decision. A coin flip? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Coin flip.
Disgusting.
and
I,
and
I
playing
didn't.
well.
I didn't understand the point when you said get it. The point that you were on Peter.
No,
Oh,
I agree with Peter.
Wait, who's on Peter?
Ed said he was on Peter. Didn't he say that, Andrew?
No, you said he agreed
He
with my.
did. He did.
Oh, he agreed with him. That's why he was on Peter.
Oh,
He
2
agreed
per
with-
unit.
He
Two
agreed
per
to be on
unit.
Peter.
That's it. Two per
He
unit.
this one
He,
on the-
he agreed to be on Peter, I heard.
Well,
No.
you
We
agreed-
appreciate that.
You get
Ed.
paid double for that.
Hey, before we get to the caller and everything else, I just want to let everybody know. Let everybody know. Do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the share button. Hit that like button and put this on someone's timeline because that is how we grow these shows organically. This is a combination here. You have two giant goofballs sitting down here in the corner. Okay. Right below us is a cup of Ray, which you can catch us right after this show because he's going to be live in the Edge District, right in a cup of Ray on the sports web. You have the over under on multiple different platforms on 1252 Sports, the sports web. I love St. Pete, the hub, amped up sports. It just continues to grow. And then, of course, we have Mr. Peter Blake. We're going to get to your comments in a few minutes. But of course, if you have any questions or comments, use that phone line. Give us a call. Don't forget to hit that like button and the share button. And damn it, go ahead and post a comment on there. If you want to disagree with us, we love it. We challenge it because we talk about everything, just like we're on top of Peter. Go for it, Ed.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think as a person who used to play ball many years, eons ago, but I used to play ball. I was actually I went to the same high school with Ray Kennedy there, and I think that's disgusting. A coin flip. It kind of reminds me of that movie Friday Night Lights, where they made a coin flip on because they had a tie in the division and who went to the playoffs, so they did a coin flip.
Playoffs?
Playoffs? What?
You're exactly right. Not only the coin flip, but also a neutral site. So what's the point in having a better record in the AFC if you're going to a neutral site? That doesn't favor anybody. That's to me, and that's where the NFL once again is all about money. Because truly, if they wanted to rectify this situation, they would eliminate that bye week. We've seen teams win a Super Bowl before. By the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 37 without a bye week. But what it's all about is promotion. It's promoting this, promoting that. It's about commercials, TV money. That's the reason why they didn't eliminate that extra week, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? It's a moot point at this point.
Right.
Get it? It's a moot point
Sure.
at this point. And the reason for it is they're not playing the game.
Nope.
Okay. Someone is going to get screwed.
Sure.
Okay. There's people saying, well, what about Shazier's hit? What about this? How come they didn't cancel the game then? There's a big difference. We've seen teams. Look, man, someone died
on the field. He didn't have to have CPR.
It's also the players stood up. I think I still say that the players I think stood up and said,
You
"We're not
really
going on the field."
think that, Andrew?
I really do.
Yes,
I really
did. They did. They weren't going back out on that field. The NFL. Yeah, that was a big and that was the thing. And I said it too, Pete. You and I, we've all talked about this. I said, go ahead, like Peter already said, skip that bye week. Like remember Warren Sapp on the bed there in San Diego dishing out the tickets. They had less than 48 hours till media day after they beat the Eagles and closed down the vet there in 2003 at the end of the 2002 season, the Buccaneers. But skip that bye week. Let the Bills and Bengals get it on next week, the week after, and then you know exactly your seating. And the NFL, of course, they had to make the rule because they were afraid that something's going to happen after the fact, and they were afraid you can't do it on the fly. Because let's be honest, if the Chiefs win this weekend, and if the Bills end up losing, or if the Bengals hadn't won, if the Chiefs win, they would have locked it up anyway. So this would have all become moot if the Bills and Bengals lose this weekend, which could possibly happen after a letdown. So at the end of the day, I don't think the precedent's been set for the future because I don't think we're all on board with this being the best remedy. But for the moment, they had to make this move.
And the big thing really is what happens with the game with the Bengals and the Ravens. Because if the Bengals win that, which I think most of us probably think they will, considering they still might have a backup quarterback in there for the Ravens, that makes a lot of these points mute because it's really just the difference of the 1 and 2 seed. And again, I've said this all along, neutral site, call it a day, no home field advantage if those two teams play, and that's the fix.
By the way, I'm sorry, Harry, real quick, Roger, I just wanted to say Roger Goodell, the NFC Championship's going to be here anyway with the Bucs hosting it because the Giants are going to end up getting there, right, Andrew? Giants-Bucs NFC Championship game. So I want to go ahead and I want to offer the Raymond James Stadium services to that neutral game site for the AFC Championship if Roger Goodell should so need it.
And you know what? I have breaking news. Breaking news coming out of New York. I don't know if people knew this or not, but if Kenny Golladay catches 74 balls this weekend, he's eligible for his $750,000 bonus.
Well, I think it's 76 actually, and he's been a man on a milk carton ever since they have signed him.
Get that man some milk.
He has not been able to do anything with the New York Giants. In fact, he's taken his money and gone home, and I feel bad for Andrew because I know he's a Giants fan.
Come on, at the end of the year.
He's almost there. He's almost there. You know what the real terrible, crappy thing is when Golladay leaves that team, this is what happens normally.
Mm-hmm.
They usually have somewhat in some kind of success. But for the most part, when these prima donna wide receivers get paid for the biggest, for the most part, honestly, when they get paid, they regress.
Of course they do.
For some reason. And it's all about getting the Benjamins. And
well,
you want to know something?
I'll give you the reason. The reason is that you're satisfied at the end of the day. The reason is you got your big contract and you can go home with your money. The reason is that you were a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver living off of somebody else's.
Kyle Pitts.
I mean,
living off Kyle Pitts.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing when you talk about as far as Golladay, keep in mind, if you watch the games, though, that man is still run blocking. That man is doing some of the things that you don't expect wide receivers to do. The big thing, he's not doing what you do expect him to do, catch balls, get open. I really think he's just lost a step, and his career is going to be pretty much over after this. I really think that's the big thing. The scary
I'll tell you guys
thing
what.
That,
I'm sorry, Andrew.
I would say the scary thing is, real quick, Andrew Thomas has more touchdowns than Kenny Golladay does. You know,
wow.
Kayvon, the Snow Angel Thibodeau, has more touchdowns
than
Kenny Golladay has.
Wow.
Jesus. Hey, hang on,
sorry,
Fat Mike, you got an opinion? I see you down there. I already sent you the link. Come on, share your opinion. I know you can't talk much. It's not going to be a problem. These guys are going to get a kick out of it.
We got Ed on here, so Ed, go ahead.
Hey, Ed, sorry about that.
I don't know. You guys kind of totally changed it. My frame of mind, but anyways, what I thought what they should have done was just and this was, and I get this is all about money at the end of the day, and I get that, but they could have extended the season one more week.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody else the week off that doesn't have a game,
sure,
get a bye week there. Skip the Super Bowl week, or just add on another week period to the whole year. There's many things they could have done, but this whole situation, it just sucks. And yes, it's a viewpoint, but yeah, we're calling
Ed, I got to ask you though, Ed, let's be honest, okay? Because as solid as this rematch would be if the Bills and Bengals teed it up tomorrow, even in honor of DeMar, even if they could get DeMar to the stadium. But I even posed earlier in the week that they should play that game next week, and all the proceeds, unlike the $7.3 million that went into that GoFundMe for that great charity that DeMar had, but I posed that all the proceeds should go to that 6th-round draft pick who we know is not getting paid a first round or even a second contract, and I'm sure he'll be taken care of. But let's imagine the Bengals and the Bills, they play next weekend, week 19, we extend them, and it's the best game ever. We're just excited. Joe Burrow comes out, Josh Allen comes out, everybody gets off. But then the following week, they end up playing, the Ravens in the playoffs, or the Dolphins squeak in, and they end up losing a game because they shot their entire, proverbial load, if you will, the week before. Then I think we'd all be saying, wow, that postseason got cheated out. So I know what you're saying, Ed, and I agree with it. But I also got to say that the other end of that argument is that maybe this is the best scenario that keeps that entire postseason intact as we run to 57 out there in Arizona, which at the end of the day, guys, from a money standpoint, isn't that what it's all about?
Without question it is. Hey, Ed, really appreciate you coming in. You can use that second call in a little while, especially when we're getting to the games. And I know you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Make sure you do call in for that part of the segment. It'll be great. But I have to bring someone else in. Come on, guys. Let's make a little bit of room because we got a fat man coming in. We're going to add him to the stream. Ray, can you move to the left a little bit? Just a smidge. How about you, bud? Here you go. Okay, here we go. And look who it is.
My man. Oh, That's worse than the two of fingers.
What's up, Fat Mike? How you doing, buddy? How's the weather up there at 12:52 land up in Chicago?
It's cold, baby. It's cold. It's real cold up here today.
Yeah,
It's
we're a little
nasty
chilly
and-
too. We only got to 71 degrees today. Please pray for us. It's bad.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yes.
Boo-hoo.
I almost broke out a light jacket.
Mike, Mike, you said you had an opinion about what we were talking about. I'd love to hear it. We're going to kind of catch it at the tail end of it, and then I got to get to some of the comments. But I'd love to hear what your opinion was.
So, like, the whole stuff with this kid that got knocked, almost died up there in Buffalo on the Monday night game. I understand what you guys are saying, that the NFL is a pig and it's a league, and so they care about his money and yada yada yada. The cog keeps on churning, boys. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's with everybody. That's every business. Doesn't matter what it is. NFL, doesn't matter if you're a banker. If I die tomorrow, my business is still going to keep on rolling. Same thing with all of us here. And, they're just going to replace us, plain and simple. As bad as I feel for that kid, and I know that he's young and he's probably never going to touch a football field again, unless it's going to be like that honorary member, come on out of the field and just wave high and everybody give him a standing O. You got to get this thing moving. I understand that night everything's good to go, and everything was bad, everything was sad, everything was really melodramatic. They could have played that game on Tuesday night after they found out that he was okay. They could have played that game on Wednesday night after they knew for sure that he was okay. That game had a lot of playoff implications to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that part of the point, Mike. I'll be honest with you. I understand that part of the point.
And I'm not trying to be.
Way, but hold on. But there was no way that they were going to let these guys play, or these players were not going to play that particular night. Could they have played Wednesday? Yes. But then again, it's disadvantage to both of these teams because they have to play 4 days from now, which is going to be that Sunday. I mean, that would have been that would have been really tough.
Right, but with
a huge game for the Bengals.
With the playoff implications that it has, that specific game held.
Playoffs.
I mean, it is
Playoffs.
What? It is what it is.
What?
I feel bad for that kid. I really do. I'm not trying to crap over the situation at all. But they probably really should have tried to work that game in.
Hey, Mike.
I can see that point of it. Yeah, Ray.
I want to ask Mike and Harry. I'll ask you a question too, because those Chicago Bears are pretty much poised. If somehow the Houston Texans were to win this week and Chicago lost, they would move into that number one position in the draft in 2023. But I wanted to ask you guys, is there a precedent for like a team throwing a game, the last game of the year, even if they have a lead going into like the third or fourth quarter, Peter Blake, and throwing a game so they can go ahead? And who was the coach of that team that threw that game back in 2014?
Lovie Smith, and I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, you guys are stealing my thunder. I wanted to talk about this.
Oh, sorry.
The Bucs were up 20-7 over the Saints, no less the Saints. And then somebody called on the bat phone or the red phone there and said, you know what? You guys have got to stink it up here because we got to get the number one pick. We can't get the number 2 pick overall, by the way, which turned out to be Marcus Mariota, who just quit on the Atlanta Falcons. He quit. They had to get Jameis Winston. They were up 20-7. So, yes, I think there's certainly a possibility for Lovie Smith to do it.
Listen. And you know what? Since you guys went there, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen, because the Greek, you're going to get it first here on 1252 Sports and on the Sports Web. You ready?
What?
Justin Fields is not going to break Lamar Jackson's record.
Yes.
No.
I'm hurting him over that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm super fine with that. Let this guy sit on the bench. Listen, I am so happy that they cannot scoreboard watch when Minnesota's playing the Bears. Minnesota has to win this game. Chicago literally has zero chance of winning. But let me give you my reasons why I think the Houston Texans beat the hapless Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
our first pick is in. Harry the Greek is getting ready to give us our first pick of the night.
Let me give you a reason
Chicago's
why.
#1.
Let me give you a reason why. Number one, the Houston Texans have zero loyalty to Lovie Smith, and Lovie Smith is playing for his job, another job in the National Football League. Let me tell you something, this team is not as bad as what people think. And by the way, Lovie Smith notoriously has always had a very down first season. It's usually in the second season he shows vast improvement. And this is happening this year, believe it or not. They played Indianapolis in week 1, and they could have beat them, but they ended up tying. They took Dallas to the ropes. They should have beat them. They should have beat not Indianapolis. They should have beat Kansas City. And then they beat Tennessee and Jacksonville. This team is poised to play a lot better with a whole bunch of players that nobody's ever heard of. Okay? Davis Mills in and out. But here's the bottom line. He knows he's getting fired. Okay? He knows he's going to get fired. Houston Texans are going to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Don't even take the points on it, and the Bears get the #1 pick. Now, if Chicago wins that game, I will become a Minnesota Viking fan
Oh my
for the
God.
rest of my life. Okay, there is zero chance that Chicago wins this game. I can't believe The bigger question is this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I am the chef of the poo-poo soup. Do the Bears keep Justin Fields, or do they deal him? Because rumor holds it, him and David Montgomery do not fit the system that they try to employ in this city.
Bye-bye, David Montgomery. Hell no.
Then throw away the system, by the way, because this was a Lovie Smith type of deal. When he came to Tampa Bay, he got rid of a player by the name of Darrelle Revis because Revis didn't fit his system. How did that work out? Revis went on to win a Super Bowl for the
Wait a minute, Peter. I gotta ask you though. Darrelle Revis now, he's one of those 15 finalists for modern day finalists for the NFL Hall of Fame. You're not saying Darrelle Revis gets in there ahead of Rondé Barber this year in 2023, are you?
I'm not saying that at all.
He should.
Yeah.
I am.
Whoa, he should.
I am.
Hold on a minute.
Revis Island.
I don't care what you call it.
Wait a minute. A guy that has 48 interceptions in his career and 25 sacks.
47, yes, but you're right there, brother.
47 and 25 doesn't get into the Hall of Fame. Why? Because he's a system corner. That is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That's right.
He was that system.
Listen, I'm not saying that he's not a Hall of Fame guy. I'm just saying Revis is the better of the two. That's what it boils down to.
I'm gonna settle this really quick. I love Rondé Barber. Both the Barbers I really loved, and I think eventually they should both be in the Hall of Fame. But if you had to give the Greek a choice between Rondé Barber or Darrelle Revis, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to honestly. I forgot about this. If someone would have said is Darrelle Revis in the Hall of Fame, I would have already said yeah. I thought he would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I have to be honest. Why? He was probably a top 5 corner of all time. I mean, Deion Sanders arguably is probably the best corner to play. Correct?
I don't know all time, Harry. I don't know all time.
I'm telling you, Darrelle Revis.
He had a year in 2009 where he was one of the top defensive players of the league.
Come on, he had more than 1 year.
More than 1 year.
He had more than 1 year, Pete.
All right, let me ask Ray. Ray, where do you rank Darrelle Revis all time? Do you give him a top 10 slot?
Oh, he's top 10. And here's the thing, though. Rondé, as much as he had for his cornerback, I also put him in there as a safety because he transitioned and as he played the extended career that he had. Now, Revis Island was a thing, and there was Rondé Barber. You had to maybe be a Bucs fan or a fan of the Barber brothers to understand the impact he had on his defense. But, guys, I'm going to tell you, I've been really thinking about this one. I've had to come to Jesus on this one, and I think Rondé gets in this year and Darrelle Revis goes in next year because not only does Rondé deserve to be there, but it's his third time. It's his third year being elected to this as the modern day football player, and I think it's time that Rondé completes that quartet, if you will, of Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, and Rondé Barber, and then we can put the Buccaneers to bed.
All right, legit. Hold on.
Yes,
legit. Both of them should be in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Correct.
The real question is this. Devin Hester. Hall of Famer or no?
Absolutely. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to tell you why. I think Darrelle Revis should make the Hall of Fame before Devin Hester. But hold on, Mike. Let me finish. But I think, and you know what? Leave your allegiances to the side. Look at the player of the impact of the game that they've made from 3 different position skill levels. Do you not think that Devin Hester should be in the Hall of Fame before Rondé Barber? Yes or no? Let's start with you, Peter.
Yeah, I go with yes. He does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he was the best at his position, and he did something that most likely no other player will be able to do. But that's also my point with Rondé Barber. So you could put them both in at the end of the day, because there's never going to be a corner that's going to have over 20 sacks and 40 interceptions. Plus, a lot of people, what they miss is they say, well, Rondé was a system corner. He was also a slot corner, which, by the way, is very important in this league. He did it before everybody else. So that's why I believe what Fat Mike was saying, put in Darrelle Revis, Rondé Barber, and put in Devin Hester. What is the point? Why do you have to have a limit on how many great players you put in the Hall of Fame? I mean, I just don't understand this. And I interviewed Devin Hester the night before the Super Bowl and asked him, and he came at me. He's like, really, do I have to explain this? I'm like, yeah, sell me on it. Because there's some people out there that feel like Devin Hester's not a Hall of Famer. And by the way, I'm going to post that again.
No, don't post it. I'm going to put you in the back room. You give me the thumbs up because I want that interview on this show right now. Can you bring that for me?
I think I can do that.
Get my interview with Big Papi too, Pete. I'm just kidding.
Be quiet.
Come on.
Peter.
Yes.
Peter, do me a favor. Shoot me a text and let me know when you have it. I'll bring you in.
All right, sounds good.
Well, I'll tell you guys what, though. I was there over at Big Top Golf there in 2020 when Peter and I were over there, and we got the interview. And that was the first time I'd ever actually seen Devin Hester in person. And that cat's put together pretty well. And I'm like, this is the guy that every time a team had to kick to him, it was must-see TV. Things stopped to watch him. I think Devin Hester 100% deserves to be in that Hall of Fame. But if we're talking about how many, putting in your comeuppances, if you will, and I think Rondé Barber, as far as playing that defensive or secondary for defense, that Rondé Barber should be there ahead of Darrelle Revis in 2023. That's just my own opinion.
Oh, look at the cute puppy. Hey, guys, I've got to get right to the comments because they're starting to back up.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and talk about it. Troy Polamalu. Hey, Troy, good evening. Says first. Roger Shue says, hi, Harry and Little Pete. Happy Epiphany. That's right. The day was the Epiphany in Tarpon Springs. Usually over 10,000 people are there. And, of course, you got the bishop standing over there watching 50 or 60 young
All right,
men.
Harry. Move on. Jeez.
Christopher Cole says, good evening, guys. Christopher Cole says, playing the funky music. You're damn right, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're not going there,
It's all
are we,
about
Mike?
family.
Hey, that's all about family. Troy Polamalu says, hopefully we sign Derek Carr and bring back Gruden as well. Christopher Cole says, Jags will win the AFC South. That's a pretty good point. I'm probably going to agree with you.
I'm on board with that.
I'm agreeing 100%.
I'm on board with Christian on that for sure.
Christian Shanafelt says, just made my Friday night seeing you guys on. Cheers. Christian, thank you so much for tuning into the Over-Under because we have a little bit of everything. We have a Fat Mike special.
What? Christian is a badass dude. Christian is a badass dude. I finally met Christian up here, was it last year or the year before, at the Mongo event. And Christian is a really cool cat, man. Love that kid. He has a show as well that's absolutely awesome. He does with DJ Moore. I mean, Christian's a really stand-up dude, really good guy. And you guys want to hear their Bears take up here on the Chicago side of things? Christian does a great job. So, yeah, Christian, thank you for tuning in.
He's a great, great, great guy. Christian also says, that's the one I just read. Sorry. Troy Polamalu says, why is Dre dressed like Waldo?
Come on, man. Ever since Andrew said that, and I walked right in here, and the guy said, oh, we found Waldo. I was actually, it was a Bills fan. Bill had a Bills Mafia shirt on, a Bills hat on. He was 3 sheets to the wind, and I walk in the bathroom. He's like, oh, we found Waldo. Sorry, bro, I had to. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. I thought I was looked like the brawny guy.
No,
I thought
you
it was-
do look like the brawny
That's
guy.
why I said the lumberjack Waldo. I'm just saying, if you find a woman in a trench coat, there's Carmen Sandiego. We got the.
I thought it was Daldo.
Daldo.
Wait,
Christian
dildo?
Chan-
What did Mike say?
Daldo.
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 Ray Bunnan, I see ya. Trey Palomalu says, in Greece we say wepa. I say malaka. Christian Shanafeld says, Ray Bunyan, I see ya. Christian says, Ray Waldo, I dig it. I'm sorry, Pig Dog Video 2001. Pig Dog, thanks so much for tuning in. Harry, would you take the Lions +5 on Sunday? I'm going to give you a very good take on that here in just a second.
Hey, Harry, is that like the game of the week? I mean, it's week 18. There's some playoff implications, but man, the Lions and the Packers on Sunday night. Bears fans got to be just really hoping that the Lions can figure out a way to put Aaron Rodgers in the next season, right?
Yep, absolutely. I'm bringing back Peter from the Sports Web. Pete,
There
thank
he
you
is.
so much for bringing it in. Here is the live interview that Peter had with number one, Devin Hester.
All eyes are on Tampa tomorrow. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First and foremost, what do you think about that matchup?
I want Tampa to win because I'm from Florida. But if I had to bet, I would go with the Chiefs, man. I think the Chiefs' offense is just too explosive, man. They do have a decent defense, whereas Tampa has a better defense. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a scoring game, and I think Kansas City going to come out with the most points.
Take me back to your favorite Super Bowl memory when you returned the kick. Talk about that moment and how you were feeling before the game.
A lot of jitters. I was my rookie year, playing at home, and a crowd that I grew up playing high school ball in. So, I was nervous, know what I mean? And I knew that the talk all week was whether or not they were going to kick it to me. And if they did, it was only one opportunity I was going to get. So I just wanted to make the best of it.
Do you belong in the Hall of Fame for your kick returning abilities?
Should I ask you that question?
Look, I already know it. Just sell them on it. Tell them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't think it's a question about that situation. You know what I mean? And when I look at my situation, if you made the top 100, you got to make the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Everybody in the top 100 made the Hall of Fame. So to me, the top 100 is bigger than the Hall of Fame. So if I don't make the Hall of Fame, then this is just a slap in the face for me.
Now, I know you're a former Miami Hurricane. They always say, is the U back? Is the U going to finally get back here in the next couple of years? How do you feel about that program getting back to prominence?
I think I've been seeing a big improvement with the program because of so many guys that's juniors. It's coming back. That you haven't seen that in a while. And when you see like the star players that's juniors that has the opportunity to go out, to come out, announcing that they're coming back, that's a big step.
Really quick, talk about the wide receivers on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. What are your feelings on all those players?
I know they got a big task to fill, because they're looking at the Kansas City wide receivers. And at the end of the day, when you have two explosive offense, two explosive receivers on both sides of the field, you want to be that guy that outdo the other guy on the other side of the field. So I know they're coming in this week, and it's going to be a battle.
All right, thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate you, Devin.
Thank you.
That was a really good interview, Pete. Man, great questions that you asked him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was pretty cool. Mike, that was pretty cool, man. That was at a place called Top Golf. That's, when, here's Truly there, invites his other Truly there, but leaves him home.
Wait a minute. You were invited, but I'll tell you guys what, though. Let me take
Actually,
you back.
I was supposed to go because Roberto had actually asked me to go because he was going to go to the event. I just was not able to go.
But let me take you all back to 2020. You saw Devin wearing the mask there. Here we are, it's the Super Bowl, so it's, 2021, if you will, but we just came out of the COVID season. Everybody's still
COVID.
So here's Peter and I. We're seeing, Bernie Kosar, Devin Hester, who'd we see? The Big Poppy. We saw, oh my gosh,
Leon Johnny Damon.
Rodriguez, right? Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
All these players, and we're asking them all questions, and I just want to go ahead and say, what a great bunch of guys, because they took the time to stop and talk with us. And Peter, you had them questions ready to go. It was one of the best parts of that evening.
Thank you. And then we had Andre Reed on there. I mean, there were some really great opportunities that night, and we took advantage of it. We had We had the only camera. We were ready for that opportunity. So
yeah, I do remember that, man. I do actually remember that. Back to the comments.
Yeah.
Harry, would I take the Lions +5 on Sunday? Christian, I'm sorry, Pig Dog, you're going to have to sit down and find out. Fat Mike says the boys are all back together. Yes, Mike, and you're even part of that group.
Yeah.
Christian says, Peter, you just reminded me to confirm my order on the Mike Allstott jersey. I'm dead serious. Shout out eBay. Joliet, Illinois, Catholic stand-up.
yes.
Troy says, put a Doug Martin jersey on your wall, bro.
This guy sucks.
And you know what? And put a white glove next to you. We'll all love it. Troy Palomalo says,
Somebody needs to get a Cadillac Williams jersey up on their wall immediately.
Cadillac. Cadillac.
Williams. Hey, what do you think about the Bills-Bengals game being canceled by the National Rig League? Troy, bad question.
Yeah.
Troy Palomalo says, why wasn't the Steelers... Oh, wow. Why wasn't the Steelers game canceled when Ryan Shazier got hurt? I already think I answered that. David Mosier. Not to sound mean or cruel, they need to quit calling themselves gladiators and warriors, then, because sometimes your buddy falls and you got to keep going, even if he said he went and woke up. All he wanted to know who won the game. Not how did I get in his bed, in this bed. I know it. It was a horrible thing that happened to him, but life goes on. David?
Let me address that, though, Harry, because I honestly think, again, it's something I already focused on earlier in the show. It's something you hope you don't see ever again happen. But, let's be honest, ba-bump, 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 boom, same time. That kind of stuff can happen. And
Clear.
I'm not saying that the next time it happens, they cart the guy to the side and they get the kickoff on. But, as you encounter things, and that's why I made the point about real life, because sometimes it takes seeing something for the first time before you can start putting those protocols in place. I'm not saying that the next time the two teams don't decide to quit, but maybe seeing a remarkable recovery of DeMar and being able to see what this happened, maybe the next time they go, okay, it's serious, we have to stop the game, but we will restart it at some point. But give the NFL and those players credit, because they were just learning on the fly.
You know what? I just want to touch base on something. And David, I appreciate your comments and I respect you as a person. And please do not take offense to this when I say this. But this is what the part of the problem in this world is. We have become so desensitized because of what we've watched on TVs, what we play on a video game. It's so desensitized, it's not even funny. I'll never forget where I was at when the Twin Towers came down. I'll never forget where I was at when I watched the shuttle when it blew up with Christy McAuliffe up there and the other astronauts. And I'll never forget where I was at when I watched this young man die on the field and they brought him back to life, because I was with my 88-year-old mother sitting in her condo as she was weeping because she couldn't understand what was going on. And and for people that are out there, my mom speaks good English and she's not a football fan, but she's seeing this with her own two eyes and said, what are they doing this for? She's asking me in Greek, what's going on with this young man? And all I remember was my mother trying to get her 88-year-old knees down on the ground to start praying for this young man. Okay. It's about people becoming desensitized. At some point, it's not about the game. Because let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. What would happen if one of these countries in the middle of a game decided to push a button because they didn't like us? Seriously. We're not talking about one person that's going to be dying. Is the game that important in the realm of things, in the realm of life? It's not. Because I'm going to tell you another thing. Mother Earth doesn't care if you live or die. It doesn't hear you. It just brings you back into the earth. I'm not trying to get philosophical on it, but as a society, we need not to be so dehumanized. Okay, we have to get some of our feelings back as individuals. That's all I'm going to say on this, and I think everybody knows exactly where my point is. Yeah. Any last comments regarding this, Pete?
No, I definitely understand it, and I think, at the end of the day, we can get wrapped up and say they're gladiators and they're warriors, but also they're human beings, and we have to remember that. And we also have to remember that this is a band of brothers. This is a fraternity. Even though they're against each other almost every Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Thursday night, they're still brothers, and they still want to see each other not only play games, but also be successful. Nobody wants to hurt somebody, not unless they're, a scum. So
nope. Anybody else have a comment before we put this one to bed?
I'll just say this. The true warriors in this situation really were the people that got onto the field and helped save this man's life.
Yep.
And for those who aren't aware, a lot of the people that do EMS work and stuff like that are one of the most underpaid professions in the entire world, basically. So thank you to anybody who's listening that does do that for a living, because you guys literally save lives for a living. And I know that, and we appreciate that. And wish you guys were compensated better for it, because you guys definitely deserve it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to the person that got out there and performed the CPR. I mean, that's what nobody's talking about. Hats off to the response team, because if you don't have that response team, then we're talking about a totally different story at the end of the day. We're talking about a young man that passed away on the football field. And who knows if you're going to have games this Sunday? Who knows if you're going to have games in 2 weeks or a month? They may have put the whole season off at the end of the day, and who could blame them? That's just a scary thing. It hasn't happened since 1971, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy.
Yep. Back to the comments. Christian Shanafeld says, Peter, Troy Polamalu says, the Ghost Kayvon is tasteless and a trash player.
This guy sucks.
Thanks for tuning in, 1252 Sports. Fat Mike says, Giants, Bucks, laughing out loud. Ben Cornett says, personally, not a fan of a neutral site for the AFC Championship game. If the Chiefs end up being the number one seed, they get home field advantage. If the Bills or Bengals get that number one seed, let them have home field advantage throughout. That's an interesting take. No need for this just because the Bills and the Bengals didn't finish their game. Just go by winning percentage at this point. That would be as fair to everyone as possible, in my opinion, as far as the football aspects goes. That's a great comment. David Mosier says, I agree with you, Fat Mike. Roger Shue says, hit the like button. I do appreciate it. Please hit that like button. David Mosier says, Fat Mike, Chicago Sports. I heard Beetlejuice is trying to stop your new stadium. Is that true, Mike?
No.
That's a great answer. Love
of course. Of course she is. Of course she is.
Beetlejuice. I just caught that. That was a good one. Christian Shadowful says, love Barber and Revis. Hester goes in before both of them, or we got a riot, damn it.
Fucking A, baby.
Yep. Roger Shue says, Devin Hester, first ballot Hall of Famer. David Mosier, to me, Rhonda Barber was the best nickelback to play the game, but as a starting corner, no. Another great comment, because you know what? As a nickel, he probably was the best. Christian, Rhonda should have been in before Lynch. Oh, Christian. Now, this is a non-biased opinion, guys. He thinks that Rondé should have been in the Hall of Fame before John Lynch. Ray, what do you think?
Actually, go ahead, Ray.
You go first, Pete.
No, I think you're right. I mean, because you look at the numbers, it would support Rondé Barber. And the fact of the matter is he won one of the biggest game-clinching plays in playoff postseason history.
Playoffs!
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Playoffs!
Them to Super Bowl 37. I think Lynch, you know,
what role?
They look at Lynch. He was a Joe in San Francisco. Thank you. We're going to play Scooby.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got the work now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You guys are crazy, man.
Would have got away with it too. Voice of those damn kids and that dog.
Scooby snacks.
I just want to say, Fred.
Hold on.
And the redhead.
Clear.
Hey, what's Velma and Jackie doing over there?
Back.
That's funny. All righty. Christian says, Fat Mike, you are the man. Always enjoy the work everyone at 1252 Sports puts out. Christian Shanafelt also said, Bulls are getting the first win against the 76ers tonight since 2019. I hope not. I bet Philly in this game. Philly beat the Bulls 12 in a row before tonight, albeit no Embiid for the Sixers tonight.
What?
Christian says Embiid is undefeated in his career versus the Bulls. That's a pretty interesting stat. Troy says the "you will never be back."
That's actually a good comment. I like that one.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
I like that comment. Good job.
David Mosier says, I do believe that Hester belongs in the Hall of Fame, but I wonder, would he have got all those touchdowns and this day and age when you're not allowed to have a wedge blocking kickoffs? I honestly...
Hold on.
See?
They changed this because of Devin Hester.
Correct.
Yes, they did.
They changed this because of Devin Hester.
Same thing with John Lynch.
So what you're saying is you changed the game.
You changed
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, he did.
That's why Devin Hester belongs in the Hall
that's
of Fame.
a prerequisite.
Christian says, ta today, Junior Ray. Christian says, just messing with you. Not Peter Shoe. Roger Shoe says, Pete, teach me how to doggy.
Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Oh, Dougie. Here it is. Yeah, do the Dougie.
Okay,
Pete.
that makes more sense.
Pete,
that makes more sense.
Pete, I got a $50 bill full screen. You do the Dougie right now.
I don't know how to do the Dougie, but I'll do this.
Well, we don't want to see you do doggy either.
Oh, no, really? Oh, God. Look at Pete. Oh, my God. I love it.
$50.
Roger Shoe says, yeah, that's not the Dougie, though. I said the Dougie. Pete is actually not a Blake. He's a Culverhouse inside info. Oh, God.
That's really idiotic.
This guy sucks.
Troy says, we understand you, Harry. Hashtag cancel football. Hashtag woke. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
This guy sucks.
David Mosier, I agree with you all too. Here, this is David. This is why I like this show, because sometimes you have good rebuttals. I agree with you all to an extent, but a Detroit Lion wide receiver back in the day died on the field and they finished the game. The GOAT, let me say it again, the GOAT of NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt, dies in a track and they finished all the stuff they needed to do that
Well, that's
day.
NASCAR. Only like 7 people watch that.
Doesn't make it that also doesn't make it right.
I mean,
It doesn't make it right. You know, he's got a point.
I mean,
Yeah, but NASCAR is like 7 viewers.
guys.
No, it's not.
Plus, it
man,
was
seriously.
NASCAR, so the whole family was there because the entire.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
together.
I got my stat wrong. There's only 7 full sets of teeth that watch NASCAR.
Oh,
Billy Joe
God.
Bob, Billy Jim Bob.
You
Sorry.
understand where we're at, right?
Jim Bob, Joe Bob, Billy Joe.
Now,
Listen, if I drive in a circle for 500 miles and end up in the same damn spot I started, I'm ticked off.
Right. Hey, let's take
You wanna
another
make
left
this more
turn.
interesting.
Well,
Halfway
listen.
through, you turn them around.
Yes,
Oncoming
Pete.
traffic. That's what saves NASCAR.
Professional wrestling. I know you guys make fun of me when I talk about it, but Owen Hart actually
Wrestling?
died during a pay-per-view.
Yep.
They took him out on an ambulance, and you know what Vince McMahon said? The show must go on. Now, there's a lot of wrestlers that can't believe that show went on because they regret it still to this day because many people in that building behind the scenes knew that Owen Hart was already dead, and they still went on and did that show. So,
And you got to add the fact that that family was big in the wrestling as well. It wasn't just
Yes.
Owen, it's Brett, it's Jim the Anvil Ironheart. I mean, you're talking a whole family that did it. See, I know some wrestling.
when
the
actually,
Hart
people-
Dungeon. I mean, they
But
trained.
here's the
all
thing,
kinds
though.
of wrestlers.
Here's the thing, though. When you say that Vince McMahon did something, that just tells you probably shouldn't do it.
That's it. You're exactly
No.
right. And of course, Vince is trying to come back in wrestling right now with all the scandal, but that's neither here nor there. We can.
Yeah.
David Mosier says, I think why Lynch got in before Barber is because Lynch went on to play in more playoff games. Hey, good comment.
Correct. And also being the GM of the San Francisco 49ers, that visibility. Rondé was an announcer, John Lynch, and what he did for the San Francisco 49ers, that gave him that visibility. People go, oh, okay, that's that John Lynch. If John Lynch played in the game today, he would not be a Hall of Famer. He would probably be out of the league at this juncture.
Unfortunately,
It was both. It was both. It was the combo.
It was the combo. Listen, unfortunately, this comment's not going to make sense to two of my guests here, Drew and the Sports Web, but the people in the Midwest and Chicago understand exactly what this is. Mike, was it the Polish
excuse me,
or the
I know
beef
food.
giving you the 13th heart attack?
It was the combo.
Clear.
Live
And-
video of their last Super Bowl win again.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. David
He
Mosier
has
says
no
that's
idea
why
what
I
a
bring it
combo
up,
is.
Mike. No, he doesn't. Troy Polamalu says, bro, why did NASCAR drivers always have hot wives? That's a good
Because they're their
Because if you're
sisters.
not first, you're last.
That's right.
Because it's always their sisters.
Or are those their wives actually their sisters? Roger Shoe says combo, my favorite, bro. Let me tell you something. The Greek likes his as a combo, but dipped. Was
baptized.
Baptized with sweet on it and jardinere on the side. Oh,
yeah.
Where's Fred Hubner? Talking about Fred Hubner, don't forget to jump on 1252 Sports Monday nights for Hubes, Views, and Brews. And 99% of the times he has his tag along, Mr. Fat Mike himself. On Wednesdays, eventually you will see it again. And eventually,
I think Peter's dabbing over here.
Clear. Okay, there he is.
Right
see?
there's another $50.
And on Wednesday nights, you're going to see the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Don't forget to catch his intro. It's pretty cool. Love the rapper that actually did it. And Tuesday nights, the man north of the border, Andrew Faubert, and I keep forgetting the other
Matt
guy.
Bannon.
Yeah, Matt Bannon. That's it.
Yeah.
On the One-Time Hockey Show.
Not the Macho Man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
ahead.
we are going to start talking some games because this is what the over-under is all about.
Oh, no. We only have half the life wrapped in one door.
Opa!
I feel like I should show like a nip slip.
This guy sucks.
A nip slip? Oh, my God. You guys are horrible. Let's talk some football, guys.
Hey, you picked us to be on here.
I know.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, sure. I'll let you know. I'll
Guilty
pull
by
you out. There you go.
association.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about tomorrow's game. We got the
Pulled out.
playoff implications. The Tennessee Titans
Playoffs!
Yes.
are in Jacksonville. And ladies and gentlemen, can you believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars are a 6.5-point favorite in this game? I mean, we understand why. They're playing their fifth-string quarterback who was bagging groceries a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the total is 40 points. Andrew.
What's
do
he
you
on the
like
Lions
and
practice
why?
squad?
What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I definitely think that the Jaguars are the overwhelming favorite just because of what you mentioned there, the quarterback situation. You got a guy that was literally on the practice squad for the Lions a couple weeks ago, now starting in the most important game of the Titans season. And that's not who you want behind center, obviously, but they got no other choice. Jacksonville's been really they've been wild the last couple of weeks here. They've been really taking a different image to the team overall. And as a Giant fan, I'm just glad we paid them early this season, not later in the season. So I got Jacksonville to win this, cover the spread. And I do think it's going to be a pretty decent scoring game for them as well, because I think, to be honest, the Titans are just going to be just trampled over.
Cool. Peter?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Trevor Lawrence threw for 4 touchdowns earlier on in the season. I expect the same here with this Titans defense. It's very inconsistent. Titans team overall is inconsistent, and they've definitely been hurt by injuries. How about this story, guys? In 2022, the Jacksonville Jaguars go from the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league, to a playoff team. I'm betting Jacksonville. Playoffs! I'm betting on Jacksonville to win outright here over the Tennessee Titans.
It's almost like Urban Meyer was a bad coach.
Oh, you think?
Oh, no, it's almost like that.
You think?
And I'll tell you what I like, ladies.
Urban Meyer. Here's what Urban Meyer stands for. There you go. Urban Meyer.
No. Lap dance music, maybe.
Wait, did you say lap dance music?
Peter wants some Daphne on him. Daphne to the stage, please. Daphne to the stage.
Anyway, I'm getting ready to mute both their microphones.
This guy sucks.
Tennessee's at Jacksonville. Jacksonville 6.5-point favorites in this game. Now listen. I can't even finish my thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 30-second commercial break. I got to go piss myself.
Oh my god. This commercial break is brought to you by Depends. When you have to piss yourself, Depends is the one to go for.
I hate you both. But people usually ask, Harry, boxers or briefs? And I always say, depends.
Oh.
This guy sucks.
Anyway, this is what I like. Tennessee's at Jacksonville. It's a 6.5-point favorite. Look, guys, Tennessee's playing. They're not really playing the greatest football, but these two teams generally play very, very tight. I do like the 40 points in this game. I think there's a good position playing under. I think Jacksonville is this year's Cincinnati Bengals. How about that? Okay,
Whoa.
worst to first.
Wow.
Okay, do I think they're going to the Super Bowl? Who knows? I think they win the game, but Tennessee covers the 6.5. On to the next game. Kansas City Chiefs are at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oof.
Kansas City is a 9-point favorite at the Raiders, and the total's 52.5. 52.5. So obviously they don't respect Kansas City's defense. And you think the Raiders have a chance in this game? What do you think, Pete? 9 points they're getting.
I'm gonna stay away from El Paso for me. I'm
El
staying
Paso. That meant going to Texas.
Mhm.
How about you? Is this Scooby or Texas?
I
You
can't
say
go to
Scooby?
Texas because if I keep saying
He kind, I got to tell you, if everybody looks at Andrew, he kind of looks like Shaggy.
Where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you?
On a serious note, Andrew, who do you like in this game? KC -9 or the Raiders +9?
yeah, I'm not going back to El Paso because every time I say that, my phone sends me more advertisements for traveling to El Paso. It really does. So I can't keep this up anymore. So I'm going with the Chiefs to win. I think it's a huge difference in the talent of this team, and don't mean by the talent that's on the rosters overall, but the talent that's coming out of the rosters, what the coaching staff is getting out of them. And Josh McDaniels really should be a one and done coach, but he won't be. They'll use Derek Carr as a scapegoat. But yeah, I got the Chiefs to win. I think I do think that the Raiders will cover the spread though, because the spread is pretty significant there. But the point spread is way too high. I got the under on that.
Cool deal. We're going to go back to the comments because I got to get this show back under control.
Good luck.
Christian says, only right answer there, God, you know what? Combos. Okay. Christian says, only way to go. Roger Shue says, I agree with you totally, Harry. That's my order at Portillo's.
Acknowledge me.
That's right.
Harry's a very happy man to have opened a Portillo's right next to his work. So
this is a great comment.
Right in the shopping center. Troy Palomalo says, Roger's favorite is Polish sausage with extra mayo.
Oh, wow.
This show has absolutely gone off the rails. David Mosier, that might be in from Chicago. Did you ever get an Al Bundy autograph? And I heard that Polk High School is a real school. Maybe down here in Florida. My boss Bob went to Polk High School, probably. Roger Shue says.
Oh man.
Oh God. Roger Shue says, Troy, you're banned for life. I hate you. Roger says, Troy, did you see me on stream Sunday? David Mosier says, talking about Sunday, I want to thank the people out at Whiskey Wings up in Tarpon Springs.
Yes.
We had an absolute fabulous time. It was a great time, great show, great turnout. A lot of people came by, and it was very interactive. Hope to see you guys soon out there.
Yes.
David Mosier says, damn, speak and spell. I know you're from Chicago. What is it supposed to have said? Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
Troy Palomalo says, yeah, you were acting shy. and scared to talk to
Oh,
girls.
God.
LOL.
Oh God.
Roger Shoe says,
Wait, hold on.
LOL.
I gotta say this. Troy's scared to talk to us. Troy is scared to talk to us. Call up, Troy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Troy
won't
is scared.
call.
Yeah,
I've
that's
already
why I'm calling
I've
him out.
offered. Listen,
That's why I'm
I've
calling him
offered.
out.
I've offered Troy dinner in his favorite place. Okay, and I'm not talking McDonald's. Okay, I'm not Peter. I'm
Yeah.
not going to send you to Burger
You
King.
got outside the bun and go to the
Okay.
Taco Bell.
I'm going to send you to Charlie's Steakhouse down here. All you have to do is call the show, bro. That's it. I'll send you the link. I mean, come
This
on,
local
$100. I send you the
pizzeria.
link.
This local pizzeria, Domino's.
Roger Shoe says Pete is such a nerd.
This guy sucks.
Roger Shoe says depends. Get it. Christopher Cole, Godwin is your comeback player of the year. I can agree with that.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's even a better
That's
one.
a good one. That's a good
Christian
one.
says, I think you're wrong, Harry. Everybody thinks that. Roger Shoe says, Scooby?
Where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you?
Now Roger says Zones Scoob. No, it's Zoinks.
Zoinks!
There it is.
No one's even
Zoinks.
brought up Scrappy. What about Scrappy?
Scrappy
I
Doo
love
is my
Scrappy
favorite.
Doo. He was a bad guy though. They made him into a heel. With
That's
that,
in the movie. That's in the
yeah.
movie.
What was
Which,
that
by the
one?
way, was written by James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy. People don't always know that.
Oh wow! How about that? You with the knowledge.
David Mosier says, have the giggles like that. Which one of y'all ate the brownies?
Yes! Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Christian says, Harry looking like Fred over there.
This guy sucks.
Christian Shanafel says, Pete, Velma, just kidding, just kidding.
He's not Velma's type. He's not
That's
Velma's type,
true.
definitely.
Christopher Cole says, Shaggy and Scooby are stoners. I love it.
Flawless victory.
Christian says, Harry, next time back in the hometown, Peppo's on me, mate. You're familiar with that sandwich spot? Hell yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah!
It's People's. Anyway, Troy Polamalu says, I'm watching the new Scooby series where Shaggy identifies himself as she.
Where are you?
I hate this
Now,
tonight.
I'm just going to say this. If Scooby identifies as a she, does that make him a bitch?
Roger says, da puppy power.
There's the Scrappy. There's the Scrappy. We got a Scrappy, too.
Christian says, Harry plus Scooby, Pete plus Scrappy. Oh, God.
Where are you?
Oh, my God.
I'm crying. I'm
I
literally
am, too.
crying.
I can't help. This is
Christian
this
says,
is
love you,
classic.
Peter. He loves you, Peter,
I
or
don't
loves
think
you,
we've ever
Peter. I don't
talked
know,
less
but he
about
loves
football
Peter. Roger Shoe says, ask Peter about the brownies. Oh, God.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
I don't know if I could do picks, guys. This is,
Yeah.
people tune in because of the picks. I swear to God they do. I mean,
We got to
this
do
is
picks. We got to do the
unbelievable.
picks. We got this. We got
All
this.
right, we
have to
got
man
this.
up.
We have this. Okay, so
We got this.
should we just skip the Kansas City Vegas
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
game?
We just talked about it.
Where are you? Working now.
Okay, David says one of y'all should
nobody's
get up
mentioned
and run
Birdman
around
yet either.
in a circle like the show. You see them running in the background stays the same.
This guy sucks.
Fat Mike says, Scooby?
Where are you?
Flawless victory.
Oh man.
Okay, I need to grab this, and I need to bring this back in. Okay, guys, ready?
He needs to grab this.
Oh yeah. He needs to bring
Oh,
it
yeah.
back in.
He needs to
Oh
grab
Bring this
yeah.
back in.
Talk about 2 balls per unit.
I hate you. No, really, I hate you.
Listen,
I
this
hate
is the
you.
kind of craziness you get when you invite a goofball on the program. It happens.
You know,
okay?
I am so glad. You know, for those of you who don't know, I was on a radio station today in North Texas, in Amarillo, Texas. And shout out to Kenny and everybody out there. 806 Sports. You ever get a chance, make sure you watch them online live. They're great, and it's the second time I've been on the show. Pete, you have a hello from them, and they're going to be joining us. But I could not imagine bringing them to this format tonight because honestly, they would look at us like they would look at us like we were crazy. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Fat Mike back in here.
Oh,
Hi, Mike. How are you, buddy? Hey, every time you're supposed to play that song when they score a touchdown, Peter. So I don't want to hear that song anymore tonight about the Chicago Bears because that means they scored a touchdown.
He's on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're going to get to the games. Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't think I have to worry about that this week.
Okay. Kansas City at the Raiders. Drew, yes or no? Do you like the game -9, +9? What do you like?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Raiders because of how large that spread is, but I do think the Chiefs win the game overall, and I go under on the points. I think that's too high.
Okay, Peter.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
Hey, look, I was serious.
Yeah, seriously.
Fat Mike?
I'm taking KC +9.
No, not -9. You mean -9?
Yeah, sorry.
I would. You see, if they were +9, I'd mortgage my house for it. Trust me, I would.
Seriously.
Sorry.
The Greek likes the Raiders in this game, to believe it or not, to cover the 9 points. I think that Kansas City. I'm on board with Andrew. I think Kansas City's going to win the game. But I think the Raiders actually covered. It's a divisional game. The Rams are at the Seahawks. Now, this is a barn burner. Seattle Seahawks are 6-point favorites. The total's 41.5. Fat Mike, who do you like?
I like Seattle with the over.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds good, Pete.
I like the Rams in this game.
Andrew.
Yeah, so I think the Seahawks will win, but I do think the Rams, because of that spread, I think they're the pick to go for there overall. I think it's going to be an interesting game because the Seahawks could be potentially trying to get into the playoffs here and sneak in, depending what happens with that Packers-Lions game.
Usually the Greek gives you an upset, especially playing home dogs. You're going to get it first and live here this evening. Do not be able to play this on the money line. You take the LA Rams in Seattle to win the game outright. Whoa. Don't even bother taking the points. Here's another one for you. I'm 24-6 for underdogs over 6 points, ladies and gentlemen. This game has got it written all over the place. It's a divisional game. This game is meaningless for both teams, honestly. The Rams win the game outright. I honestly think they also found their quarterback of the future. We can get into that a little bit later. Now, the next game up to bet is going to be the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 14-point favorite. The total points are 43. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Who do you like?
Is Hurts playing?
Yes, he's supposed to be playing. That's why it's a 14-point favorite.
That's a huge spread. That's a huge spread. I'll take the Eagles on the money line on this one. I'm not taking them with any points.
Got it. Peter.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles in this game. I don't know if I'm going to take that 14-point spread, although the Giants.
That's what the over-under is about. It's about picking the spread. Peter.
Yeah, I'm going to still take the Eagles in this game. The Giants.
Spread this.
Andrew.
This is an El Paso game, so the Giants have absolutely nothing to play for. They got the 6th seed locked up no matter how this game goes. And there are some key players that are also out there for the Eagles, like Lane Johnson, their star tackle there. So I'm going to say that I wouldn't touch this game with my 10-foot pole.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is no such thing as him having a 10-foot pole.
I wouldn't use Peter's to touch this game.
New York Giants. Thank you. The New York Giants have to play inspired football to go ahead and run it into the playoffs. Yes, they do have the number 6 seed. I'm not saying the Giants are winning this game, but they're going to be competitive. 14-point favorites. You don't want to go into the playoffs getting blown out from your division rivals, okay? I think this game's going to be a lot tighter and a lot closer to what you think, and I'm going to tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why it's going to be tighter and closer is because the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to be stupid and let Jalen Hurts running around like crazy. And they're going to force him to be a pocket passer. Understand this. He's getting a lot better in the pocket, but this is not a must-win for the Giants, but it's a must-play better type of game for them if they want to have any momentum going in the playoffs. I kind of believe in this Giants team. I think they're going to cover the 14 points. I do not have them winning the games, though. The New York Jets are playing the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are 3-point favorites. I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to Texas. That means I'm going to El Paso. I don't like the game. I'm going to go to you, Andrew. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'll take the Jets to win this game outright because of the fact they're going against Teddy Bridge under troubled water. So I'm good with the Jets all day long in this thing here. And I do think it's going to be an over game as well on the points because I'm seeing 38 on that. Is that what you got there?
I have a total of 37 points. Fat Mike, who do you like?
I like the Jets and the over in this game.
You do. Peter Blake.
I like the Jets in this game to win outright, and the reason why is Teddy Bridgewater is not playing in this game. Tua's not playing in this game. Third-string quarterback Skylar Thompson is playing, and they also signed the greatness of Mike Glennon this week. The Dolphins are going to lose this game. They're going to be out of the playoffs, and guys, there's already questions. Playoffs about Mike McDaniel as the coach coming back here after they started out 7-3. Kind of like Brian Flores last year when he got fired, right? Bad start, great finish, didn't matter. He got fired, so McDaniel
If he gets
fired for Sean Payton.
If he gets fired, that's exactly what it is. It's Sean Payton all day long. That's the only way you'd fire him. And if they do that, I'm telling you right now, they're stupid. To see a young guy who did very good with this team in the first year.
And one of the top games of the weeks are next, guys.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers.
Wow. Green
Bay sucks.
Can we still say that?
Listen to this, guys. Green Bay is a 4.5-point favorite at home. The total's 49.5 points. I thought the over and under in this game would have been 53 to 55 points. The weather must be getting pretty bad up in that area, and I don't know what it's going to look like on Sunday, whether or not it's going to be snowing. I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying, Aaron, enjoy the couch, baby, because you ain't winning this game. Enjoy the couch. Detroit, upset special, another road team. I have them winning on the money line. Fat Mike?
See, everything has been against Aaron Rodgers over the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, he had a 2.5% chance of making the playoffs. And now if he wins this game, he's pretty much in. And if there's one thing I've learned in my lifetime, there's two things. Never bet against Tom Brady and never bet against Aaron Rodgers in the regular season. Green Bay Packers somehow, some way win this game and make the playoffs.
Andrew?
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on the Packers all day long. And Harry, we talked about, I said at the text message right before this started up here. It looks like Aaron Rodgers has a new girl. So maybe that's what it is. He's all of a sudden revived and getting everything back together there. He's now dating
he already broke the news.
Daughter of the owner.
He already broke the news that I'm his new dame.
No, you're not the new dame.
Oh, he already broke the news.
No, he's dating now the daughter of the owner of the Bucks. And it's maybe that's why all of a sudden he's doing a little better the last couple weeks there. He's feeling revitalized with a 15-year younger girl now all of a sudden. So, but I'm going for the Bucks all day long. Sorry, the Bucks, the Packers all day long in this game here. I think they do win. I think they're going to go ahead and cover this out right there. And I do think over. I think it's going to be a high scoring game though.
If I was the Bucks ownership and I was the father of that daughter, I'd beat the living breaks off of Aaron Rodgers. You should hear some of the things that some of his ex-girlfriends have had speculations on. We're going to keep this PG. I'm not even going there, okay? And we could talk about that off air.
Oh, come on, let's fuck it up real quick.
We're not doing it.
Can you play the music though? You know what I'm talking about? The music.
Yeah, no.
Do it.
No.
Not that one. Not that one.
Yeah,
not
they got some work. They got some.
Not that one. Not that one.
Which one?
They do have some work to do now.
Family, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
play it. Cue it.
I actually have
who hasn't answered this? Who hasn't answered this game? Because honestly, I like Detroit in this game to win the game outright. Peter, did you answer it or no? Go ahead.
I have not. Lions in the over. I think the Lions will get it done. Jared Goff, 15 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's time for this team to show that they can win a big game. going to do that on Sunday night versus the Green Bay Packers. I like the Lions in this game.
And really quick, Peter, great. I love it. I love that you and Harry are both picking the Lions. And like, one thing that Harry has taught me over the last couple of years is bet with your brain, not with your heart. Okay. Oh yeah. It's all about family, baby.
This time's an Aaron Rodgers talk.
Oh yeah. But no, like, legit though, Harry's taught me to bet with my brain, not with my heart, not with my gut. That's why I'm picking the Packers in this game. But if it was my heart, honestly, 100%. I've said it before on Harry's show, Peter. I've said it before on your show. I would run through a wall as a Bear fan for Dan Campbell. This fucking dude is awesome. He's unbelievable. He's a great head coach.
Dude, I'm telling you,
he is that guy that you want to play for. He is one of those guys. Well, okay, yes, thank you. Even though the Giants suck.
Yes.
All right, I do want to say this.
Whoa. I know we don't get the number one pick like you guys.
This sucks. But no, seriously, like he's one of those guys where.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
But come on! It's one of those things where it's like this.
I'm just
where like when you sign the hot commodity free agent, right? And everybody wants to come and play with that hot commodity free agent. Dan Campbell is not a player. He's that head coach. He's that coach that you want to play for. Within 2 years, he's already built up that camaraderie and that umph with his team, where he's a team guy, go rah guy, fight for his players type of guy. And they're going to be signing some big names here soon. Don't kid yourself. They're going to be on that cusp where they're signing some big names up there and grabbing some big names in free agency.
Back to the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Shue says, have we had any picks yet? That's what we're doing now.
It's
Roger
a mystery.
First round pick looking great. Green Bay sucks.
This guy sucks.
Christian says Green Bay. Yeah, okay. Christian also says, if I'm not mistaken, McDaniel named Skylar Thompson their starter for the game this week.
Yes!
That's correct.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
Roger Shue says, love you, Christian. Christian says Miami would be incredibly stupid if they fired McDaniels. I don't agree with that. Christian says, I bet Troy Polamalu is a Green Bay fan. He probably is.
Yes!
Roger says,
Probably
weather in hell. I mean, Green Bay will be 31 degrees. Jeff Stassi. What's up, Jeff? Thanks for tuning into the over-under. By the way, that's my go-to guy, not yours, Andrew, at the help desk. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I need all the help I can get. I think we all know that, what I'm dealing with.
He's on fire!
Jeff Stassi says, Harryburg's getting cold here. It's 30 degrees. But you know what, Jeff? It's getting hot in here. Never mind, I can't do it. But anyway, Roger Shue says on Sunday.
Okay.
No. It's not 10 o'clock. It's not 10 o'clock yet. Jeff Stassi says also, Detroit will be in Detroit. Will still be Detroit. Pack will take it. That's a pretty good idea. Roger Shue says 4 feet.
Yeah, baby.
Oh God.
Yeah. Play it.
A raunchy turn.
Play it.
No. Christian says, did the Lions play their starters if Seattle wins? They
Peter,
needed Seattle lost and to beat the Packers to get into the playoffs. That's why I think Detroit's actually going to make the playoffs this year, because the Rams are going to upset them. Christian also says, Christian Shenefeld says, seems like Dan Campbell might play their starters regardless.
Yeah. We'll see how it works out. Yes.
This is what happens when we don't do the show on the Lord's Day.
No.
I don't have control over that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have the power.
Oh, yeah.
What's your name, Fat Mike?
Man.
Oh, yeah. Vin Diesel, baby.
Yeah, that's right. You're the Diesel, baby.
Vin Diesel. That's Little Diesel's the name of my dick.
Oh, yeah.
Little Diesel. Little freight train.
He left. He's gone. We broke Harry. We broke him.
4'6" with a 2-foot brick.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
We got to go back to. We got
My mother only watches this show.
Okay?
I love this.
Godly. It's a little more godly.
I love how that line is made the comments.
Oh, yeah.
It has
Love
to
you,
be
Fat
from
Mike.
the Pony Express.
Roger
I
C
love
says, "Love you, Fat Mike." And Little Pete. We call him Fat Michael to this tune.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh, all right, guys. Let's get
I
back.
I love how the family comments. I love how it's the comments. That's hysterical to me.
The comments constantly roll into this show. It's the kind of format we make
Keep
it.
rolling.
We keep everything rolling. Now we're gonna roll right back into the picks, guys. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
LIMP. Biscuit is right here.
That's it.
Oh God, Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Oof.
Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns are charging into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 2.5-point favorite. And the over
Randy
and under is
Watson.
40.5.
Mr.
Pete,
That boy can sing.
Watson. That boy.
Who do you like in this game?
That boy can sing.
We got a phone call. I'm sorry.
We got a phone call.
Is it
Okay,
Randy
go ahead.
Watson?
Turn it on. Welcome to the Over Under caller. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, along with three absolute clowns. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Harry the Greek, this is Roger and Holiday.
Oh, what's up, Roger? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. This has to be the most crazy, off the rails, freaking over under of all time.
You're welcome.
What?
No, actually, some of the craziest over-unders is when Ray Kennedy was in my pool in the backyard.
To the 2 foot pick. You got on this, baby. We're getting weird.
Oh,
Want to know why? It's all about the family. We're getting
I say
real
nay to
weird.
that, good sir. Nay.
And you know what? And you know what? This is the funny part. Mike texted me earlier. He goes, "Hey man, I got some input. Do you mind if I come on?" I didn't answer. The second
yeah.
comment says, "I'll keep it PG."
Oh yeah. He got some input all right.
I lied.
Forrest better run.
Oh, what's on your mind, Roger? How you doing this evening?
Acknowledge me.
Roger.
Roger.
I'm good, man.
Where'd he go?
This is the most off the rails freaking over under of all time, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, good job, Harry.
Yeah. Way to keep us reined in.
Yeah.
Harry's going spelunking. Harry's going spelunking.
Warning.
Oh no.
Warning.
I don't know which I like better. The playing the funk or playing the Greek music.
Both. If we can get some funky Greek music.
Hava, Nagila, Hava.
Oh yeah, there we go. As Harry has a disco light on his head.
Remix.
This guy sucks.
Whoa.
God damn it, quit teasing me.
So. Mike doesn't even know the song. Go Bears.
I thought it was this shit is bananas, man.
Okay. Everybody, let's all take a Ritalin break.
Clear.
Clear.
Bad.
Oh, man.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, because I do have to get these picks through here. I'm getting direct messages going, "Hey guys, can we have?" I'm getting messages. Please, can we have some picks?
Oh God.
And Jeff Stassi says with the comment of the week, it might even be the month. Jeff Stassi says, "quote unquote." Put him on the glass, Fat
Oh my
Mike.
God, who the hell cares?
One of the best rap
Oh
songs
my.
ever. Put him on the glass. Oh, Jesus, Mike.
You might want to get that freckle checked out.
Was he talking about my nipple? Was he talking about my moobs?
Moves.
We just got canceled.
No, we didn't. We're still good.
Oh, no, we got
Hava, Nagili, Hava, Nagili, Hava.
Mike,
What?
I'm Greek, not Jewish.
Oh,
Just letting you know.
Berg.
Yeah, but don't
Mazel
tell
tov.
Fred and don't tell Schuster, okay? And don't tell
Berg?
Andrew Davis or Beckner.
Berg is super Jewish.
I understand that, but I'm not Jewish. I'm Greek, bro.
Listen, this is all just a bunch of mashuga. Now let's get to the next pick, okay?
Sugar. Okay, let's get to the next pick. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Pete, 2.5-point favorites of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Totals 40.5 points. What do you like in this game?
Pittsburgh in the under.
Pittsburgh in the under. Andrew.
Yeah, I like the Pittsburgh and the over, and I'm saying this: the Pittsburgh do sneak into the last spot of the playoffs.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen.
Fat Mike.
All they need is for the Dolphins and Pats to lose.
I like Cleveland the over in this game.
Do you? And I'm going to be on board with Michael. I like Cleveland Browns, and I do like the over as well, which is 40.5. I like the game so much, I think Cleveland wins the game outright, even with the misogynistic massager.
Harry, you got to read this comment here from David.
I haven't seen that guy Rick Hughes on anybody's show in a while. What happened? Did he get caught walking too close to a school?
Sucks.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of a horse's ass.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he does suck.
He really sucks.
David, I thought I had the comment of the week. This became the comment of the year.
The comment of the year right
This
there.
guy sucks.
He does suck.
So, when Jeffrey Dahmer,
I'm so excited.
what did Jeffrey Dahmer ask Lorena Bobbitt when he first met her? Anybody?
What does dick taste like?
God.
No, what'd you have for dinner?
Oh, there you go.
Peter understands it. But, no, really, this is what Jeffrey Dahmer asked Lorena Bobbitt. He goes, hey, you going to eat that?
Oh, that's actually good.
Anyway, I do like Cleveland. I do like the over.
There's plenty of punchlines to that one.
Indianapolis Colts are hosting the Houston Texans. Indianapolis is a 2.5-point favorite. The total's 38. Andrew, who do you like in this game?
I'm with you. What you kind of said earlier. I think the Texans win this game. I mean, this is the biggest tank job ever that the Colts are doing right now. So I definitely think the Texans win it, and I think you guys end up with that first overall pick.
Wow, that's awesome, Peter.
Yeah, you convinced me. I'm thinking Lovey's gonna turn a new leaf here, and the Texans are gonna win this game. So,
Fat Mike.
As much as I want it to happen, as much as I want Houston to win this game, I think Indy squeaks one out by a duck fart and wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fat Mike hasn't picked a game correct since Bethusa's been around, okay? It's been that bad. It's a lock. This is the lock of the week. Take your chips and push them into the middle of the table and say all in. Houston wins this game outright. LA Chargers are at the Denver Broncos. How about this, guys? Denver's a 3-point favorite in this game. I'm going to start off by telling you, I don't care who's playing quarterback for the LA Chargers. Chargers win this game. Put them on the money line. Fat Mike?
I'm going to take Denver with the 3 points.
Perfect. Peter Blake?
Take the Chargers.
Perfect. Andrew?
Yep. Chargers in the over.
Is Roger Shoe still on?
No. I don't think so.
Damn it. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Atlanta Falcons. This game has gone from 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3.5. The Atlanta Falcons are favorite. And the reason why the line keeps going down is because Vegas knows something that we don't. They think that Tom Brady's going to play an entire half of football, maybe even a little bit longer, and that's why the line continues to drop. Andrew, who do you like in this game and why?
Yeah, and I'm with you on what you're saying there as far as that, because I think the big thing is that they had a good offensive outing last week now, and they want to get a second one in against a very bad Falcons defense that can go into the playoffs there with some momentum there. So I think the Bucs all day long. I think they cover everything, and I think you're going to get under on the points, though, because I do think the Falcons are to score pretty much nothing on this defense.
Peter.
Let's go out to the phone lines. We got Roger Shue from Holiday. Welcome back for your second call here on the over-under.
All right.
There he is.
So here he summoned me.
Yeah, we can go.
You have been summoned.
This guy sucks.
Roger Shue. Roger Shue. You've been called to the principal's office. Hey, Roger, who do you like in this game? Tampa. Tampa's a three and a half point underdog at Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by 3.5. Who do you like and why?
I'm taking the Falcons all day.
Falcons all day, minus 3.5. Any particular reason why you like the Falcons?
This guy sucks.
It's Brady's last game as a Bucs, so I think he's going to go out a loser.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. All right. Last game is a Buck, even though they're going to be in the playoffs.
That's true.
You know I'm just trolling.
This
Come on.
guy sucks.
Am I the only one who thinks of now, whenever they think of the Falcons, thinks of the Falcon Islands?
The Falcon Islands.
Falcon Islands. All right. I can tell you all about them. You know where them Falcon Islands are. They're down there in the Caribbean somewhere. Hey, Andrew, I'm asking you a question. Who do you like, Tampa, Atlanta?
I like Tampa.
Tampa, plus the 3.5. Fat Mike?
I like Atlanta in this game only because every time Tampa Bay has needed to win a game to put themselves above, they've come up less to the occasion. And this is one of those games. I'm taking Atlanta in this game on the money line.
Okay. All right.
Shaggy Brady.
Shaggy. He's just
The
trying
Greek
to get the
is
music
telling-
going again.
The Greek is telling everybody to go to Texas in this game, but if you want to make a position, you can catch the Buccaneers in the first half plus 2.5 points, because I do think that Tom Brady is going to play an entire half of football. I don't like this game, honestly, but I do like the first half, because if you're going to go ones against ones, I think Tampa Bay is going to come out on top victorious in the first half. The Dallas Cowboys are going to vision. Yes, sir.
Hey, I think Brady's going to play the whole game. I don't think his ego will let him only play a half.
Well, that's possible, but I tell you right now, I definitely think he's going to play the first half. If this Buccaneer offense struggles, look to see him play in the third quarter, because Tom Brady is the one that decides if he's going to play or not. And I still think the Bucs win this game. They get out to a fast start. He hopefully gets out of there by halftime. I like the Bucs in the first half also.
Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commandos. That's what I like to call them now. Dallas Cowboys are a 7-point favorite. The total is 40 points. Guys, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, it
It
is.
really is. Andrew, who do you like and why?
Yeah, I think definitely the matchup to go with on this is going with the under on the points overall. But I have Dallas to win this pretty easily because of the fact that Sam Howell is making his NFL debut, because Washington just doesn't have a halfway decent quarterback even. So they're off to their 5th-round rookie.
Peter.
Yeah, go with the under on this, and that would mean the Cowboys are going to blow the doors off of the Commanders, Commandos, whatever the hell they are. Sam Howell is the quarterback. Dallas Cowboys in this game.
Perfect.
I'm going to call it what it is. Cowboys over the Skins with the points.
Perfect.
I agree with Fat Mike.
The Cowboys are going to blow this team out of the water, but don't count Washington out completely when it comes to scoring points. Dallas has a propensity of really playing down to other teams' deficiencies. Houston, everybody want to talk about that game from a couple of weeks ago? This is the divisional game. They're giving up 7 points. And look for 14 to 17 points out of the Washington Commander team.
The game's going to be competitive.
I think the game's going to be competitive in the first half, and I honestly feel the game is definitely going to go over. So go ahead and play Dallas in the over in this game. Carolina are at the New Orleans Saints. I'll start this game out, guys. Carolina's they're getting 3.5 points on the road. Look, Sam Darnold's not playing bad at the quarterback position. I think they're going to have some success throwing the ball. I definitely think they're going to have some success running the football. I like Carolina in this game right on the money line. Forget about even taking the points. Fat Mike, who do you like in this game?
I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Carolina has been a shocker for like the last 6 weeks. They've been a pretty good team covering, pretty good team winning outright. I'm taking Carolina on the money line.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm the same
I'm
boat
gonna
there. I got
disagree.
the Carolina Panthers to win.
I'm taking the Saints to win outright.
Okay. All right. How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I got the Panthers to win outright, no problem there. I think it's going to be not even a close game. I think this is going to be a team that's going to be fighting to show ownership that their current coach deserves to be their permanent coach.
And of course, I'm going to leave it to probably the number one Panther fan in the world, Mr. Peter Blake.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Panthers in this game to also win outright. The lifeless Saints, who knows? They may be changing coaches here with Sean Payton coming back in the fold. And there was a report this week that the owner of the Carolina Panthers is having conversations with none other than who? Jim Harbaugh of Michigan. And oh, by the way, it just came up that they have some scandal there, some allegations against the Michigan program. Look for him to bolt.
Yep.
New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's a 7.5-point favorite. The total's 43.5. The game's in Buffalo. The weather's going to be kind of crappy. Andrew, what do you like?
Yeah, I mean, as if people don't root against the Patriots enough as it is. Now you have the Bills coming in with everything they're dealing with. So yeah, Bills all day long. I think they're going to get probably a speech the pregame there. That's really going to get them going from Hamlin there, and I expect them to totally just destroy the Patriots.
Peter.
Yeah, definitely. Buffalo in a blowout. This tragedy now that's been averted is going to galvanize this team. I like the Buffalo Bills to win big.
Fat Mike.
I like the Patriots to cover in this. I like the Patriots in the spread.
I kind of thought originally I kind of liked the Patriots too, but you know what I really like more? I like the under 43.5 in this game. Patriots still have a defense. Buffalo can play defense because, especially in this game, because New England really, their offense, let's just call it what it is. It looked offensive lately. Nothing. It's pretty ugly. So I do like the under in this game. The following game, a lot of playoff implications in here. A lot of Cincinnati fans are very upset about not being able to play that game. Baltimore at the Cincinnati Bengals, and this line has climbed all the way to 8.5 in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals. But here's a shocker, guys. The total in this game is 39.5 points. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
What's stopping Cincinnati from scoring 30 to 35 points up on this Baltimore team? Why wouldn't anybody like the over? Why would you even want to lay the 8.5 points? I mean, isn't the over under supposed to be the play here? I'll start with you, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Definitely, the over is the play on this because of the fact that the Bengals can put up enough points to go ahead and get that easily by themselves if they're playing right. But I think that the big issue is going to be, is Lamar Jackson going to play? The status last I looked was unknown. If he plays, then you're even more towards that over than you ever were to begin with.
That's true. Peter?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's not going to play in this game. He hasn't practiced all week. And furthermore, he doesn't have a new contract. So why even take the chance at the end of the day? I like Cincinnati big in this game.
We're talking about practice.
Practice.
Yeah. I like Cincinnati to score at least 35 points in this game.
Okay,
so I'm taking Cincy. I'm taking Cincy with the over.
Okay, that sounds like it. I mean, we're all in the same wagon, but I'm not going to tell anybody to go ahead and lay 8.5 points, especially in a division game. Honestly, 39.5 points. I do like the over. That's one of my games in the week. I think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. And last but not least, the Minnesota Vikings are invading the Chicago Bears. Minnesota's -6 right now. It's probably going to go to 7.5, and the total's 42.5 points. I don't know where they're getting this over and under from, but I'll tell you one thing: Minnesota might put up 40 points by themselves. The question is, does Chicago even get a field goal? Probably not, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's going to be windy on Sunday, and for some reason, we can't kick field goals for some reason in the city of Chicago. I have no idea. But seriously, play the over in that game. I do like it. Fat Mike?
This is my game of the week. I'm taking Minnesota and the under.
Under? Okay. Okay.
No Kirk Cousins.
Wait a minute. They have to play them, Mike. They
No
have.
Kirk Cousins.
He's not out.
He's not playing.
He's not out. They have not ruled him out not to play, Mike, because that's
He's
why
not
they
gonna
flexed
play.
that. Hold on, that's why they flexed that San Francisco game. This game has all the implications for them to get a playoff bye.
I'm taking Minnesota and the under.
Okay, but you don't think you don't think that Kirk Cousins is going to play,
No.
even though they're the first game.
Yep.
Wow, strong. I don't agree with that one at all. I think Kirk Cousins plays because I think Minnesota's actually playing for something. Peter?
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins has to play in this game, of course, if you're playing for something at the end of the day. And look, this offense is not the problem. The defense is. But with Justin Fields out of this game, why not go with the over at this point? I go Minnesota in the over.
Even with Nathan Peterman, Mr. scoring 5 touchdowns in a game? Are you kidding me? Zero chance. Love him. Andrew.
Listen, the Vikings defense is so bad that the 4 of us could put a team together and probably score on that defense. So I'm going the over all day long with that one there. So
the
Vikings will win outright.
The only defense that's worse than that Minnesota defense is the team that they're going to be playing. That's the Chicago Bears. Oh my God!
Enjoy your number 1 draft pick. I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to enjoy that.
Coming. This is going to be the trade of the century.
Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the over under tonight. I'm glad we kept the PG.
Too much fireball.
Clear. There he is. Mike, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me over at 1252 Sports, where I do a show. Freddie does a show. Harry, you do a show. There's shows all over the goddamn place on 1252. We keep it PG, which means pretty great. And yeah, come and find us.
Love it, Mike. Thanks so much for coming on. I hope you feel better, brother. Okay.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys. Peter, Andrew, you guys take care, and I hope your home teams lose this week. That's just the type of guy I am.
I just want to hear you say it one time because it'll be the only time you've ever said this. I want to hear "Go Vikes."
I don't think I can do it.
Oh, you got to do it, Mike.
Oh my God! Who the hell?
Who the fuck cares?
Listen,
Flawless victory.
they get that number 1 pick.
Oh,
it's unbelievable. Mike, have a good night, buddy.
Go Houston.
That's multiple first round picks for that.
It'll be multiple first round picks. Huh? Guys, I tell you what, I didn't anticipate the show going this long, and I definitely didn't see it going off the rails this bad. We're going to go ahead and read some of the comments here.
What'd you have for dinner?
What'd you have for dinner? Christian says, do the Lions play their starters if Seattle wins? They need Seattle loss and beat. Yeah, I think we already talked about that, Christian. Seems like Dan Campbell might play their starters regardless. He said that. Love you, Fat Mike, Little Pete. Christian says, we'll call him Fat Michael to this tune. Christopher Cole says, stop saying Green Bay sucks because they haven't lost since. That's true.
Yeah, we kind of went the other direction.
Put him on the glass, Fat Mike. I love that comment. Christian says, Andrew, what'd you say Harry had on his head? Laughing on his ass
a
off.
Disco ball, I said.
I
said a disco ball.
Roger, what's a mensch?
This guy sucks.
That's a good one.
Mention a bench.
Christian says, half Greek, half Jewish. Yeah, that's what everybody at work thinks. David Mosier says, I haven't seen that guy, Rick. Oh, my God, I can't read that again.
This guy sucks.
Christian Darnold equals Brady. Christian
better
says,
than Brady. He said better than Brady.
I'm not doing that one.
Yeah,
Heineke handed the job over to Howell this week after being named the starter. Commendable, in my opinion.
Yep.
Oh, God.
I'll say that the Washington franchise has never given this guy enough respect for what he's done for that team. He's been the consummate teammate. He's been ready to go whenever they need him, and they tend to play better with him. He gets pooped on. Just saying.
Let me tell you something. If Heineke would have started the season and stayed healthy, this team would be automatically in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
New York would
playoffs.
be looking at them right
No, hold on. New York would all four
Give me a hell yeah!
NFC East teams.
Okay. Andrew, tell everybody where they can find you, little brother.
Yeah, so Two Giant Goofballs, the podcast available on all all podcast platforms, and of course social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Perfect. Andrew, you're awesome to have on. Peter.
Yeah, definitely tune in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on Monday and Wednesday nights on I Love St. Pete, Amped Up Sports, and of course the Hub. And definitely catch the post-game edition, even if the Bucs are playing the Falcons and it doesn't mean anything. It will mean something here on the Sports Web. 3 things: bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about.
That's pretty damn good. I'm going to keep all 3 of us on there. I'm Harry the Greek. Appreciate you guys tuning into the Over Under. I had a really good evening tonight. I mean, it's a Friday night. I know you guys got a lot of other stuff to do. Jeff, I understand why you watch my show. You got no life. I know you work just like we do all the time. Okay. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Thanks for making all the comments, the phone calls, the interaction. It's always a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys did manage to get some of these picks. Let's put them in the back pocket. Tread lightly. Week 18 is one of the hardest weeks next to week 1 to make money when it comes to handicapping. Just because I gave you all these picks doesn't necessarily I'm going to make all these picks. So let's recap them really quick. The Jacksonville, Tennessee game, I do like the under 40 points. The Raiders and the Chiefs, I told you I like the Raiders getting the 9, but not enough to really make a big position. The Rams are at the Seahawks. I do like that game. And you know what? I've always said the price makes up for the pick. That's why I like the Rams on the money line. You can get plus 2.5 to 1 on your money. The Giants at the Eagles, sorry guys, don't lay the money. I understand it's easy to take the sexy pick. Let me remind you of something. Dallas and Kansas City collectively were 14 and 17-point favorites over the Houston Texans. How did that work out for them? It's too much. These are 2 NFL teams that are playing each other. The Giants are not going to go home just literally, soak in their bed going, oh my God, I can't believe we got the break speed off of us. It's not going to be as bad as you think. Philadelphia wins, but I think they cover, make a small position. Pass on the Jets Miami game. I do like the money line in the Detroit Lions. Is it a little bit of an emotional pick for me? Absolutely. But hey, put a small emotional wager on it. Put them on the money line. Remember, the price makes up for the pick. Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, another game I like as an upset, but not enough to make a big position. Houston at the Colts, you can bank it. That's not emotional. You can bank it. Houston has played really good football their past 5 weeks. The Chargers are at the Broncos. Who's playing quarterback? Look, Denver's got a lot to prove. They're at home. Everybody is poo-pooing on quarterback over there. And I don't even want to say his name, Mr. Wilson, okay, because you really haven't played
That's
that
right.
well this year. Okay. Stay away from the game. Tampa at Atlanta. Look, it's not enough. Play the first half. Don't play the whole entire game. Carolina at the New Orleans Saints. Carolina, I like them to win the game outright. Small position, very small. Buffalo and New England at home. Don't lay the 7.5 points. Remember, New England does have a defense, even though Buffalo's going to be playing inspired football. But play the under 43.5. Baltimore at Cincinnati, play the over 39. I think Cincinnati puts up a ton of points. Minnesota and the Bears, 42.5 points, -6. I don't know which way to go. I'm Harry the Greek. I'm going to bring all my guests back in. I've always told everybody, thank you for tuning in. Keep your bets low and make your returns high. And I'll tell you what, always bet within your means and tread lightly. Thank you for sharing the show. Andrew, Peter Blake, Ray Kennedy, Fat Mike, appreciate you guys coming on. I got one more comment. Am I going to read it? 806 Sports. Nice to watch the guys that know what they're talking about picking games. I pick each week, but I don't know Jack. And I'm really sorry you had to watch the show tonight because it was completely off the
Just
rail.
as you were saying that.
Kenny, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Don't worry, we're going to get the Rolex reporter out on your show next time. And you know what? We might even get one of the giant goofballs to come join you. But I do know one thing for sure, Mr. Kenny. You're coming on the Over Under or on the Sports Web. Hey, for all your gambling needs, make sure you tune in. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Harry the Greek. Have a great evening, everybody.